Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This is entitled Daf Yomi Yevamot 119a, first daf of the final parak in Yevamot. The Mishna discusses a case where a man is married to two wives. He goes away out of town with one of the wives, and the second one is left behind in the town. She hears that the husband passed away. There's reliable testimony about that. Previously, we discussed what is considered reliable testimony. We rely on one aid and a woman and the guy and all that. But this Gemara now is assuming the aid is clear. That's not the shaila. And now she's home in her hometown in a bit of a quandary. Because on the one hand, her husband died, so she's free to remarry, it would seem. On the other hand, they did not have any children. When he left, she had no child, and the other wife had no child either. And maybe she has to do yibum. So she's sort of stuck either way. So Gemara tries to figure out. The Mishna and the Gemara discuss what she could do. While the Gemara is discussing different options, the Gemara says, wait a second, why can't she remarry? Meaning, we know he's dead, and why don't we assume that the other wife became pregnant, they were away for a while, the two of them, and had a child? The Gemara is saying that we assume that rov nashim, the majority of women, are fertile and able to have children, and therefore let's assume that. So the Gemara answers that Rabbi Meir, we go according to Rabbi Meir here in this Mishnah, that he says you don't go by rov, and you are choshesh, you're concerned for even a minority. An example of that Rashi gives is the kutim. During the end of Malachim Aleph, when the Migdash was destroyed and the kutim Sumerians were brought into Israel, and they converted because they were being plagued by lions. Geirei Arayot, they were converted. They converted because of the fear of the lions. So the conversion was always questionable. Were they sincere? Are they really keeping halacha? They were not keeping halacha. And finally, they said that, and Rav Meir specifically said, all of their wine and all of their shchita, we don't trust any of them. Because of a minority of them, they're idolatrous. So you see, Rav Meir is concerned even for minority, doesn't always pass by rov. So here also, we're concerned that the woman may be the minority when she went away, and she's not one who became pregnant. And therefore, because we're concerned about that, the woman who's still in town is stuck. She cannot go remarry, assuming that the other wife had a child. So therefore, she's in a quandary. We cannot rely on that. So that's one point the Gemara mentioned, that we're concerned about. Rav Meir Shita is concerned about the minority and doesn't simply hold by rov. Another amazing discussion here is, let's say we hold by rov. Is it so simple that we could just say, well, most women are childbearing and have a child, therefore we can assume that the other wife had a child, therefore the father, the husband now he was a father before he died, and therefore the woman who's left in town is free to go. Are we able to say rov when she already has a chazakah? When the husband left, she has a chazakah of an eshetish and someone who cannot go ahead and simply remarry unless we know for sure that her husband died and that husband died with children. Then she's free to remarry. So that she is a chazakah of someone who's not allowed to remarry, and we're going to rely on a rov of most women are able to get pregnant that will allow her now to remarry against her chazakah. So this sugya is just a fascinating sugya about the machloket, Ramei and Chachamim, about rov. Do you just go by rov, or are you choshesh, concerned even for a smaller percentage? That's issue number one in the Gemara here. And then among the Rishonim, Tosfot Harid and others, discuss how does it work that you'll take a rov and it will go against a chazakah. So that's also a fascinating discussion here in the Rishonim, the Mefarshim on the Gemara. Shalom.